What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is ReDo. His opponent today in the red color playing as Oranos as well. His name is Moore. The map is Marsh and it's currently 1-1 in this best of 3 series for the Champions League. Both players taking one game apiece, playing very well in both games, super close. And this final game is neither player's home map. This is one of the first third games we've seen so far in the league. But basically, what we did at the start of the league is we assigned a random map from the standard pool to the third map, so everybody knows which ones they will potentially be playing on. And there's not going to be any randomness in the game, so they can pick which god they want to play for that map and be totally fine. We've seen ReDo playing this very, very nicely the entire series long, picking a different god for each map, picking the god he feels most comfortable on in each map, and managing to get really close in the first game, taking the second game, and then we'll see if he can match Moore's Oranos here in this third game on the Marsh. Surprised to see he didn't pick like an Odin here or something like that. A very, very strong god on Marsh, especially against Oranos, but he's deciding to go for the mirror matchup here, and that'll be very, very good. We do have some scouting going on here. More ReDo not moving this Oracle. I do prefer to see the scouting method which Moore's doing here, running the Oracle around by itself and not sitting with the idle Oracle. If you run it around, you see a little bit more of the map, a little bit faster than the circle, simply because if, say, the Oracle was sitting here, for example, it would be expanding into a tree, which you don't need to be seeing. Seeing that part of the map is useless, whereas if you went and ran around here, you would have spotted that location much faster than the idle Oracles would find. And we do see Moore running forward and then putting his Oracle idle here, which is really smart because you can't run close to the town center, so he's going to get that entire option or region there that's spotted. So he sees the gold mine, he sees some wood villages here, and that's the vibe. Let's check some relics in the middle of the map because it's always fun. Kopesh of Horus here, pretty decent relic. We've got the Osberg wagon. Unfortunately, in this matchup, we probably won't be seeing trade because it might go late game, but it probably will finish it in the mid game or something like that. And we've got the Ankh of Ra here. Actually, a big relic for both players to grab because it will give them extra Prometheans in the early game, which could sway the match very, very heavily because the early game is all about getting your Prometheans out, keeping them alive while picking off your enemy heroes. If you can kill your enemy heroes, your Prometheans get heaps of value. If you can get extra favor, you can get extra Prometheans, which means extra value. And we have the Scales of Kotoblipas, which another one which is surprisingly good in this matchup because Prometheans against Prometheans is a thing as well. So yeah, there you go. Prometheans versus Prometheans would be a big in favor of the Scales of Kotoblipas. But yet again, another relic which just is not grabbed very much. And not only that, it's a big relic for, say, a Titan War. So sometimes these Atlantean games, when the town centers are fairly even and it's a fairly defensive map, sometimes go towards that Titan. So Scales of Kotoblipas plus Kopesh of Horus here, plus Ankh of Ra, very, very big. Osberg wagon, one of the best relics in the game, but probably not for this matchup. Again, we'll see if these get grabbed here. I think it would be worth it to just have insta-valor your oracles and just grab relics on this map, to be honest, but looking like we're not going to be seeing that just yet. It's Prometheus coming in for both players at roughly the same time. Moore is slightly behind on his classic leg. I think he might have had some villager issues there. Am I wrong about that? No, yeah, I'm slightly behind, but 1 second, 2 seconds here in this matchup, not the biggest deal. We see double counter barracks here for ReDo. This isn't good. this is not good. We see military barracks, counter barracks for more. And the reason why you don't go double counter barracks in the Oranos mirror is because the Terma, they don't hit anything unless the units are standing still. So you need the Murmillo to force the units to stand still so the Terma can hit the enemy Terma, and Moore's just going to run around and not fight the Terma ball until you have a reason to fight, and then by that stage the Terma not going to be able to do too much because all the Murmillo from Moore will be out. We'll see what he chooses to do. Maybe he's going to throw down a third military building here a little bit later or something like that. We just have the mana coming up. There's the Valor going down onto these units. Misses a unit though. Maybe the Valor a little bit early to try and push these Prometheans away. A little bit unnecessary, but totally fine. He does push those away without too much damage. We just see some Promethean Offspring, 4 more running around. We'll be searching for something. And there's the other thing. While the Terma is going to be able to defend against this, it's never going to be able to hit these Promethean Offspring unless they attack. So Moore can just run around the enemy base and cause some mischief until as long as he feels like, to be honest. So we'll see what happens there. Keep an eye on it. And ReDo moving in on the top as well. He's actually going to find some wood villagers here. Not paying attention to it though. Just running through the back of the base. And the medium term are going to invite the Prometheans to run in close to this town center. They're going to actually have to retreat there. Not going to be enough to beat the town center plus the Terma. And Moore running around trying to figure out what he can do. Still nothing coming out. And we do see Kara Ballaster here. This is actually an interesting idea. There's the Ankh of Ra as well for ReDo. You can just go basically pure Kara Ballaster here with the Terma. They're very, very expensive units, and they're very, very slow units as well. So you have to play defensive. And as soon as you see Kara Ballaster as Atlantean, as Oranos, you just grab town centers. You grab 3 towns because you know your opponent's not going to be able to chase you on the town centers because they're spending so many more resources on the units. You know they can't move out with the Kara Ballaster because they're risking getting surrounded and picked off. A nice shockwave there from ReDo, able to pick off quite a few units here of more. Like I said this was probably not going to be happening, but a really nice micro from ReDo here, able to pick off quite a few of these units, trying to garrison micro those Murmillo there, but not quite fast enough. As these Terma are just doing some crazy amounts of work here. He's running around. I still would have liked to see some Murmillo at some point. How many villages on wood does he have? He's got 5 villages on wood, 4 villages on gold. Town center now coming up for ReDo and no town center for Moore. Villager getting very, very low over here. Back onto that Auroch. Murmillo able to push these Terma away. And they, for some reason, how is Moore able to chase this army here? These Terma should be moving faster than the Promethean Murmillo here, because Murmillo slowed this army down to 4.95, but some sort of speed walking there, if anybody's been following the RTS Sanctuary thread, or more maybe using some of that speed walking knowledge that he's learned to chase those Terma down a little bit there. Population situation now 89 population for ReDo, 92 for Moore, so keeping it very, very close. Moore actually spots the town center going up as well with this Oracle, but with the Kara Ballaster already here, all these Promethean here is going to be totally fine and happy to fight an army pushing in now. The Terma coming back over here. Not going to be able to pick off that one low HP villager here as it comes back in, and we see nothing happening there. Valor, God Power does come down for ReDo as he's ready to fight this one. Kara Ballaster going to be able to pick off a lot of these medium Murmillo, but the shockwave does come down onto those Kara Ballaster. He needs to get his infantry onto those to pick it off as fast as he can. The Terma don't do all that much damage to them. The Promethean's doing a lot of work back, but there's a lot of heroes still here for Moore, who looks like he's able to win this fight. A lot of those Kara Ballasters are still going down, but he has managed to defend it, or ReDo has managed to defend it, as Moore going to be retreating away from him here. And that's that one. Now the Terma here going to get picked off as they're trying to retreat. You hit them and then target the Terma in the same tick. The Terma will hit them because they get slowed down. Every time you hit a unit, it loses speed, which is a thing indeed. We see another counter barracks coming up for ReDo, who's just like, no, I don't want to build Murmillo. I want Kara Ballaster and Terma or bust in this matchup, which It's an interesting idea, and more throwing up double counter barracks here himself. If we check out the population, it's 100 population to 97, so very, very even. However, ReDo is up on town centers. Nice surround though. You can't be running out of your base if you're going Caraballister here. You got to be slow and methodical, and the Promethean's going to be able to take down this counter barracks or be very close to, and he's actually has to retreat as there's 2 citizens there able to keep the counter barracks alive. And he's going to have to get out of there. And that's actually huge for more, as we do see a villager up here on this gold mine, a villager over here with this gold mine. Villagers are actually on every single different gold mine at this point. And the Prometheans are all getting picked off, still able to spam from 3 counter barracks though, and it's 103 to 110. And it's looking like Moore's able to get his second town center. I'd love him to grab a 3rd town center in this moment as well. And Moore should be looking to grab his own 3rd town center here. Probably. And now ReDo retreating. Another Valor coming up. Again, the Valor is probably not as much value on Terma as it is on Mermillo. I think 155 resources to a little bit more, but it's just not as good of a unit. You get so much more HP because you get the bonus HP or whatever. 150 HP. I don't know. Maybe ReDo is going to prove me wrong. He's still kind of in a decent enough position here to play this. It's not like he's out of this game. He's kind of in front. We do see Moore going for the 3rd town center as well. Prometheans coming in for ReDo and Moore as well, but there's just too many, or more for ReDo than for Moore because of that Ankh of Ra picking off a bunch of those. The town center does manage to get up, so he had to fight that losing fight in order to get the town center up. And the Terma yet again retreating here, but ReDo can't push forward, and he actually can't get this town center either. We see a nice raid here from Moore, but ReDo casts Shockwave to try and keep the citizen alive. A very slow citizen, but a very, very beefy citizen. 23 HP, 17 HP, 5 HP, and dead. Manages to pick that one off. Doesn't lose too many units there either. So nice surround there by Moore. A very big pick off every time you get one of those hero citizens. It does give you a huge advantage because it costs so many resources to rebuild, and it does effectively allow your citizen cap to expand. Picking up another citizen there. Nice raids while this is going on. Raid on the bottom here for Moore. The multitasking is out of this world, going after these citizen here. We'll see if Moore defends this one or not, or sorry, ReDo realizes this one or not. He does spot it, and he does manage to keep this citizen alive. He jumps into that manor, and the top army will be leaving here as the Terma have to move over onto this location here. And the resources for ReDo does have enough to get this town center, but it looks like he's going to be going for a heroic age here. Going through Thea, a little bit interesting, but the Thea in this matchup is very good. Does counter Hyperion nicely because those Satyr do not beat the Stymphalian birds, and then you also get those Dryads, which you don't have a good counter against with Hyperion. Let me see. The Promethean offspring still alive here, going after these citizens. Well, they're different Promethean offspring, but they go for a little bit of a raid, and the villagers have to turn around and fight them back, and they will pick them off with their little daggers of doom. There's the 3rd town center for ReDo coming up now. And we'll see what he's trying to do in this heroic age, going for an earlier heroic age instead of grabbing the 3rd town center, which brings in an earlier mythic age. So Moore's probably going to be able to get to the heroic age here as well. He's going through Thea a little bit later than ReDo, but we'll probably be able to click up to the mythic age a touch faster. So we'll see if ReDo's got anything that he can utilize there or not in the early heroic age. There's the Thea, there's the Hesperid's tree, and the Dryads instantly getting produced. Town center just about to go up. Raid coming in onto this water buffalo, but Moore way on top of it, pulls back onto this location here. And these Term are getting picked off a little bit by the town center. Villagers have to get brought back in. We see yet again another raid onto this gold mine, but the villagers get pulled into the manor. No problems there. Stymphalian bird, a little bit out of position here. These hero Term may be able to snipe it, but Moore a little bit too slow here running through the base of ReDo going after some villages here, garrisoning them into the town center. These villages are around the tower as well, can garrison them, and the villagers on the wood running over to this manor here as the units are trying to push forward onto this town center. We see masons coming through, more hits the heroic edge through Thayer as well. And you can see how many resources he's got in the bag compared to ReDo's resources, and that's just because he got that third town center a little bit earlier, which means he gets a little bit more resources to come through. And the villagers repairing this one as the town center is able to push these guys away. And the villagers back onto that hunt here. Terma still chilling on this location. Hesperid's tree could be building dryads to deal with it, but I guess he just doesn't care at this point. The market's already up. And if we check this up, we still don't see a Hecate coming through, but it will come through very soon. There's the Hecate for more. So he's going to be hitting the Mythic Age very, very fast. So we'll see how far behind ReDo is going to be on this one. He's actually throwing down a palace and more villagers coming out. There's the market for ReDo. And he does have a small timing here where he should be able to push in and do some real damage, but without having that palace up early, getting those destroyers out in order to push through, this is probably going to be able to be defended. He's going to see him try. He's got those dryads which have 0 crush damage, but 15 hack damage, so it's a lot of damage onto the town center as well. The Prometheans have 5 crush damage as well, so they can help take this town center down. But with Mason sitting at 2,520 HP there, it's going to be a different story. The Stymphalian birds do manage to pick off the enemy Stymphalian birds and the Prometheans as well, doing so much damage while this push is happening. The Terma flying back over here, trying to get back into this fight, and we do see that ReDo has to retreat here, and still no heroic Mythic Age coming through just yet for ReDo. Fortified town centers is coming through for more. Destroyers are now coming out for ReDo as he's ready to start pushing in. There is a palace already up for more as well, as he's ready to defend this one, but there's no real answer to these destroyers just yet. The oracles are already in position here to cast a Tartarian gate onto one of these locations instantly if he wants to. Shockwave does come down from ReDo onto the back of those archers there, those Terma, and the Kyrbaus doesn't hit all too much. Stymphalian birds do get picked off. The hero Terma are going to do so much damage to them. There's the Hecate. We'll see if he casts it instantly. We do have some Promethean Offspring running around the side here, looking to move into the base of ReDo, but the destroyers trying to take this location now. We see the Tartarian gate coming down onto this town center area. It's going to be able to do a lot of damage if you don't respond to it, and it's looking like ReDo has no real desire to move back over there. If we check out, there's still no heroic age coming in or mythic age coming in for ReDo as the destroyers trying to take down this town center, but with fortified town centers, with masons, it's just too much. We see the Lampade coming in, going to be trying to chaos some of these units as well. It actually does so much damage to the Karaballister as well with the extra 10 crush damage. The Stymphalian birds turning back around and fighting them off. We see the citizens getting pulled away from this town center, but if he gets lucky, or he's gotten a little bit unlucky with the Tartarian spawns, but they will return back, and then they'll just start taking down the town center. They do so much damage, 15 hack, 20 crush damage, and they just do not die at all to this. So the town center is just going to go down here very fast. We need to see ReDo reacting and just move your destroyers over. Kill the Tartarian gate, lose some forward ground here. It's fine if you lose this location. You don't need it. Even if you lose this palace, as long as you don't lose the town center, it's going to be an okay position to be in, but he's just ignoring it completely here, and he's going through Hecate himself. He does have an oracle already over here, so he can cast his Tartarian gate on this manor and do kind of the same thing to Moore that Moore has done to him, but it's going to be very, very late, and I reckon Moore's already got the units out to defend against. He's got some fire siphon he can send over and the like, so we'll see if he can get that similar damage. But ReDo's got 5 destroyers. He can just move over here and take these out. The farm's getting picked off as well. The armory going to go down eventually, as well as the Tartarian spawns can jump in and hit that one if they want, but it's a little bit too far away for him as the farms are here to distract them a little bit longer. And the fire siphon coming in to try and pick off this palace here. Okay, very close though for ReDo, 100%. The Stymphalian birds coming in onto this base, trying to pick off some of those villages here. The Terma moving in. He cannot cast, I don't think he can cast it here because of this Hesperid's tree. So we'll see where he wants to throw it down. He does go for this one here. Kopesh of Horus, he does lose that one, or Moore does lose that one as the Tartarian gate comes down. But already a fire siphon here. Hero Arc is coming in as well, but the Fire Siphon getting targeted down by the Tartarian spawns. Hero Arcus here to slow down the pain here. More Fire Siphons coming in. There's 5 of them here. So this Tartarian gate's going to get picked off very, very fast. And still, ReDo not reacting to this Tartarian gate. You've got destroyers. Just go and kill it. What are you doing? These Caraballas just start becoming very, very inefficient in this part of the game as well, because like they're not that good at taking down destroyers. The Murmillo are no longer getting built. These are just basically Fire Siphons. This Fire Siphon's now coming out for ReDo, who can come back. The Tartarian gate does go down there, but there are some Tartarian spawns still needing to get picked off. Those Hero Arcus, like I said, they're really strong. They do a lot of damage, but they get picked off very, very fast. And I think the town center should be enough here to finish off the rest of these Tartarian spawns. But this is a really good position for Moore to be in right now, as he's sitting 3 town centers to ReDo's 2 town centers here. And they're moving in to try and take this down. We've got some finally some heavy Murmillo coming in to pick off the Fire Siphon. There's a big shockwave from Moore to prevent the town center from going down, but I guess ReDo is just all inning this location here. The heavy Arcus are out though, but they're not going to be enough to pick off these Fire Siphon. ReDo, target the town center with your Fire Siphon, my friend. It's very, very important to take this one down. He's got 1 villager repairing this, the other 2 sitting idle there, unfortunately. The town center is going to be going down very, very fast. There's 4 Fire Siphon are moving into this position. We just have Champion Murmillo has come out now for Moore though. If he can hold on to this location, he does lose the town center, but if he can push back after this town center falls back, he's going to be in an awesome position to win this game. But I'm not sure if he's quite close to being able to do it. I do see ReDo at 116 pop to 144 pop of Moore. There is no chance here that ReDo can take down this town center and keep it down. There's another Hesperus tree coming in for Moore to spam out those Dryads. Town center going to be instantly put back up, and that's a lot of resources that ReDo has lost in order to take the town center down. He's trying to regroup here, get back up to the 140 population to push in. He's got 946 gold in the bank and really not that much food either. These Tartarian spawns sitting very low HP, and they're just not dealing with it at all. Hero Murmillo coming back in over here. The Arcus getting pulled back here, pulling those Fire Siphon a little bit closer. Fire Siphon does manage to prevent this town center from going back up, as these Arcus are still coming in, but medium Arcus against heavy Arcus, Champion Murmillo against heavy Murmillo. It's just the upgrades are just heavily in favor of Moore at this period in the game, and he's just going to be able to push back here just through the better trading that's going to be going on. Even has some Termi here to try and snipe those back Arcus, and he's microing him very well. Going to be able to pick off a heavy or a Hero Arcus there in the back of the army. And these Dryads going to be getting picked off as well. As Moore is trying to push back, sniping that Stymphalian bird as well will be huge, because that means the Dryads can start dealing so much damage without too much counter here. And ReDo does lose villagers over here to these medium or these heavy these Champion Murmillo that is trying to pick him off, and ReDo not really reacting to it there. He does react to it in that moment, and the town center is slowly but surely going to be coming back up, as the Fire Siphon have all been finished here, and the population is 91 for ReDo to 140 for Moore, as he is also going to be getting armory upgrades coming through compared to ReDo, who's got none. So the trading of the army is just absolutely huge here for Moore, as he is able to control this position. Retreating these Dryads though, not sure why he would want to stop fighting when he's got so many more units than his opponent. The heavy destroyer just takes like 3 volleys and goes, yeah, whatever, just walks away. Totally fine. There's the town center up, and ReDo still just ignoring this Tartarian gate. In this position here, you could send 1 Fire Siphon over here and take this one out with all of the Tartarian spawns chilling over in the corner. He could have done anything. He could have done anything. Oh. And now the units moving back in. Still no trade route set up, but there's still quite a bit of gold left, so you don't really need to start it. Sky passages for Moore coming in now, as he's ready to start sneaking units around. He's going to make a move over onto this town center here, which is really smart because it's right behind the palace here. Not having to deal with that will be huge. But ReDo's going to spot it. He doesn't spot it. It's just out of line of sight of this villager here. And he does pick off this Tartarian gate. Villagers coming in to get it back. And he's going to clean up the rest of these Tartarian spawns. And more is coming through now. Villagers have moved into this location. Will be throwing up a palace for themselves. Sneaking behind here. And does ReDo spot it? That is the question. He does not spot it at all. It's always a good idea to invest in this upgrade over here. The signal flares, because that would mean that he could spot this. And now Fire Siphon coming out of this location here. Arc is coming in. Going to be targeting down these villagers. Fire Siphon's coming through. Every single unit is in here now for more, as he is making a gigantic push onto this town center to put ReDo back down to 2 town centers now that he's got in his 3rd town center. He doesn't even have his 3rd town center back, but now that he's trying to get his 3rd town center back, and Moore is pushing in. He's got such a huge army, but so does ReDo. I think both players are going to be sitting roughly on 140 population here, but Moore's on 160, so has the extra 20 population. These Fire Siphon not able to get picked off because the heavy destroyers, they don't have any bonus against Fire Siphon. So even if they're melee units and have and don't have any resistances, or the Fire Siphon have resistances, they only do 6 hack damage to them. So maybe able to take down this town center, retreating back to the palace now. Going to start being able to defend this location and prevent this town center from going down. Another palace coming down. Would love to see potentially some fanatics coming out for more as well here, just because they're such strong units. And also potentially throwing down some watchtowers here just to solidify his position up here. Man, that sky passage there is absolutely huge. It still has a bunch of idle units into the sky patches, though. He needs to deal with that one. We've got some villagers moving forward onto this gold mine over here, but Moore's going to be already on top of that one. So ReDo actually going to be out of gold in this situation very, very shortly. So that's not going to be able to be possible. Town center now coming up for more as well. Again, I don't think he's quite got this position under wraps yet. Fire Siphon needs to be picked off. And if you throw up a couple of watchtowers first, it'd be a better position to be in to grab it a little bit later. And now the citizens chilling over here, maybe can throw up a palace here to try and secure this gold mine. Dryads coming in to raid this. But he can just come over here with the sky patch, just send a few units back and be already over there. But now we'll see what happens. The destroyer's taking down some of these heavy Arcus and the Termite and everything else. Stymphalian birds dealing a lot of damage for above, and it's looking like ReDo actually able to defend this one here. The Fire Siphons have prevented this location from this town center from going up for ReDo, though, as the manor is coming back up and ReDo losing a military barracks as well. Hero citizen coming in to clean up these Fire Siphon, but not going after the low HP one there. Able to pick off the other one. Maybe this will go down as the citizen able to chase it down. Now the destroyers are going to be taking down the palace as well. Not so many upgrades just yet for more. And we've got the Fire Siphons coming down, and ReDo's somehow still in this game. Both players just happily mining away on this gold mine here. Villagers coming over onto this gold mine as well for more, but sharing a gold mine. Sharing is caring. Mermilli not quite paying attention to see that there's one going on over here as well. But more still flooding. He's sitting at only 137 population, so he's kind of struggling on the economy here. I'm not sure if that's because he's not full citizens or his upgrades are a little bit shoddy. Yeah, he's got to get irrigation, got to get flood control, got to get bow saw, got to get carpenters. 27 minutes into the game. What was ReDo's at? At least he's got irrigation. At least he's got irrigation. Not having flood control is not the worst, but this is a big reason why Moore is not full population right now. He's starting to build some fanatics though to deal with their destroyers. And now we see the destroyers going into the main base of ReDo. Going to try and take down this town center, picking off a bunch of citizens here. Will be huge as well. ReDo's only just got back up to 2 town centers. and these citizens are all going to be getting picked off by the Dryads and the Arcs. So he has to retreat away, and we're trying to repair this location here. The Murmillo trying to fly back into this hometown center. The Hesperids tree comes in for more as well, so he can build some Dryads in this location as well. The citizens getting sniped by the Arcas, and there is the Murmillo coming back in. But it's a little bit too late as well, because the destroyers will tank the damage while the Arcus can push them back out. And now the destroyers moving back over onto this town center of ReDo, and he's not going to be able to defend against that one at all. And gotta pick off that Stymphalian bird, just make one hero Arcus. The Murmillo coming over here to try and take down the destroyers, which are killing the town center, which only has masons, no architects. There's the fanatics coming in as well to try and pick off those Murmillo. The heavy destroyers, or champion destroyers, are retreating now away from those heavy Murmillo. We've got some Dryads coming over here trying to pick off the villagers of more, but he's already marked those into the town center. The destroyer is going to be taking back down this town center yet again, and ReDo is going to be going down to 0 town centers here. And it's like a full population Oranos army as well, as this town center does fall. And while Moore cannot secure any of them for himself, simply preventing ReDo from having them is absolutely gigantic. 79 population of 100, 3,000 resources in the bank for ReDo. Moore, on the other hand, really low on gold, but ReDo does tap out in this moment. GG, well played by Moore, taking this series 2-1 and getting his first win, I think his first win in the Champions League. Well played by Moore. Super smart, grabbing those 3 town centers first and getting the early Mythic Age. But I feel like it wasn't actually that won in the game. I think ReDo simply ignoring the Tartarian Gate for so long was so bad, and also not getting an instant palace up when he hit the Heroic Age. Had he done that, he had that timing attack on the town center, which he went for, but he just didn't have the siege to push through it. And if he could have pushed through it and killed the town center, then he would have been able to go back and kill the Tartarian Gate with no problem, or even just actually leave it down there and just go for that middle position and grab the town center there for himself. Anyways, well played by Moore, deservingly winning this game with some really nice sky passage work, some nice micro and army control everywhere, army movements, very smart play. And well, that's the one. Thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy these games, please rate, comment, subscribe on the YouTubes, hit the follow button on Twitch, and we'll move on to another game shortly. So see you soon.